So I want to change somebody's life. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make y'all niggas read a book.
Nah, I doubt it. But to slightly pivot though, cause we was touching on how we have different ventures and lanes of aspirations, stuff like that. Let's talk about like the idea of success, because we've had we all have done different things, whatever. How has the idea of what success means to y'all changed throughout your lives with different aspirations? What was success to you at certain points? What's success to you now? What do you think about that?
I just think it's different levels of success. I feel like I'm successful because I was successful to me when I made my first dime off a rap. To me, that was successful. You know what I'm saying? Some people would think wait until they get to the clouds and be like, I made it successful. I don't feel like I've made it to where I want to be or something, but success is like what you feel. You know what I'm saying? That you what you call. I did put it like this. Anything that I've ever said I wanted to do in life, I've done it.
No, fact.
Regardless if it took off to the moon or what, I executed it. So to me, that's pretty successful for me. It's just about, you can always elevate. You never stop elevating. You can just keep going up. That's it. So
no, that's a fact. I think to your point, like in a nutshell, just it's subjective. So like we all sit up here, we have our own idea like of what we consider to be successful. I think for me, success is just accomplishing my goals, because I feel like in the journey in itself, like the completion of it, like all right, like I think anything you complete was a success. It's not about, now granted, to the level and the magnitude in which you eclipse is going to be determined by your performance on that journey. But just being able to say, yo, like I went from first grade to 12th, I completed it. I wasn't fucking the valedictorian, but I was able to successfully complete high school. I was able to successfully complete college. So that's how I just kept that mindset with everything I do. Is like, all right, if I say I'm gonna do it and then I set out to do it and I'm actually able to do it, then it was a success. Now for certain things, I feel like I was more successful because it was like, oh shit, this shit went crazier than I even expected it to. But in itself, it just realizing like, all right, at this point in my life, it's just about consistency and like longevity. Like what did you do for 10 years, or what would you do for 10 years? And what that look like in 10 years from now, because shit, I know for me, just coming out of my 20s, shit, I did every different thing. Like I was like jumping all over the place. And people say, oh yeah, you were successful because I never seen you fail. And I'm like, shit, you never seen me fail, motherfucker. But
I was there.
Yeah, like I seen it. But now I look at it like, all right, cool. I proved that I could do everything I tried. But now let me prove to myself that I could do this shit for 10 years. And then see what the compound effect of that could be. That's like the new level of success for me. It's not really and then just family. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how y'all feel about. I mean, you got family, like that shit, like that right there is like that's the most important thing, because the money don't matter if you ain't fucking happy when you go home. None of the outside accolades matter if when you walk in your crib you alone. You feel me? So for me, it's like being able to come home and the energy, you know what I mean?
The
like
family's thriving.
Yeah,
as well,
like that's success for me at this phase.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, to slightly bit, I feel like people that come from like people that come from the hood or the struggle a little bit, I feel we have like a common thing of like, buy your mom a house and retire your mom and shit like that, right? Now, my mom, she believed in that, like she ingrained that to me. She's like, yeah, you gonna do this for me and this and that.
Oh, you a worker?
Oh yeah, you gonna pay this and that, and I can't lie, like. Again, I love my mom. I always say I preface by everything was say she had a great balance of some shit that was like, but also just great love and instilling certain things in me. But as an only child, it did always had in the back of my mind, like, damn, like I do want to grow up. Let's say when I was a teenager and shit like that, young 20s or early 20s, like damn, I do want to get to a certain point to be able to do this for my mom, this and that. And then once like adulthood start coming in, it's like, oh damn, like no, trajectory's looking like this now and this and that, whatever.
Bills are rolling.
Yeah, like reality, stuff like that. It's like, all right, what is success to me now? What if me being is me just help my mom out? Do I feel sufficient in that? Is me just being able to pay my mom bills and stuff like that, whatever? Is me just being happy? Me and my mom just having a thriving relationship? Is that also successful? Am I content with that, whatever? So I also just started thinking about that where, again, like everybody has like these lofty things, like you ain't a millionaire, then you nothing. It's like, no, of course, who don't want to be a millionaire? Who don't, shit like that. But also, back to what we were saying, like just having that like thriving, genuine relationships, and as long as you happy, as long as you could satisfied with whatever you're doing, and of course you could feed yourself and you comfortable and you could do shit, that's success. Yeah,
I definitely experienced the money don't bring you happiness before throughout my lifetime.
Talk about it.
When I was in the street.
Yeah. Give us insight.
Was it because
though.
like with everything that came with the money, or just in general, like it didn't matter?
I don't know.
He just wasn't happy
It could
with
have
that?
been. It could have been my demons. It could have been whatever. I can recall vividly my 25th birthday. I had a 4.6 Range Rover. I had a Rolex. I had a tic-tac-toe Cartier. I mean, I had a chain I had just got off. I had like 20,000 in my armrest. I had plenty of money that I could have did in my car. But that day I just felt like I was gonna die. That's what I really felt like. I felt like I was gonna die. I felt something. And I was kind of right. I felt something. I didn't know what was going to happen. I tell people this story often. I didn't know what the hell, why I felt so down, and I had just turned 25. And I was already feeling like that throughout that week, but that day it was really serious. And that was the day my kid's mother went home and got snatched in the house by two people that was in there trying to rob me. And that's what led me to go upstate. But to say that, I say that to say this. I had everything that I wanted.
Yeah, especially at 25.
But I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at some points. I appeared happy when I was on them DVDs where I was talking crazy.
Yeah.
But maybe that was getting me out of my, I don't know if it wasn't depression. It was just like, I don't know what it was. I can't tell you what it was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy now more than I ever been.
I was about to say that though, because, and you could feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe because you're more on purpose. Like I feel like you're on a mission when you're young. But as you get older, you get more on purpose, and it'd be less about just hustle. It'd be more about like fulfillment, and it's like you making an impact. You know what I mean? In a way that's different. Like music. You know, you could impact somebody's life with music, but it's like the conditions that we come from and what's normal to us. It's like that's not really something that we want to put out into the world forever, right? It's like at some point you're like, damn, I can't be. I'm 47 now. And I
always felt like I was
You
doing wrong when I was hustling.
You always felt like you were doing wrong?
I always felt like that. From the time I always felt like that.
Yeah.
That's what people don't know. I always felt like I was doing wrong. But it's an addiction, just like anything else, especially if you're doing it on the level that I was doing it on.
Yeah.
It's an addiction. So, but I always felt like that. Because in my mind, I was never going to hustle anyway.
Right.
Because my family was messed up off of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like I was never, that was my thing. I ain't never hustling.
Yeah.
I ended up hustling like how they did in, what was that? What you call it?
I feel like I know what you're about to say. Pay it forward.
Playing forward. That's
I was
how
about to say
I started
Snowfall.
hustling like that.
Pay it forward.
What Ace? Or?
Yeah, like somebody gave me something to hold. They was about to go down J Street. Everybody, you had to go get your juice from J Street. You couldn't, back then, you know, I'm an old nigga. So you couldn't just call somebody and get juice or whatever. You had